Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today we're going to demonstrate this Loctite Epoxy. Epoxy is a type of glue. It's a very strong type of glue, but epoxy comes in two parts, and for it to work properly, those two parts have to be mixed very thoroughly. Now in this particular package, you got the syringe part that has the two parts in it. Of course, they're separated inside the syringe, and when they come out, you attach this nozzle to the bottom of the syringe. So when the two parts come out of the syringe into the nozzle takes care of the mixing of those two parts. So when the two parts come out of the end of the nozzle, they're ready to be applied to whatever you're working on. This is a real step forward for epoxies. Normally you have to mix them manually. So we're going to try this today. We're going to work on this drawer that this one corner has come apart. As you can see, that's loose there. So we're going to use this Loctite Epoxy with the self-mixing nozzle, and we're going to see if we can glue this thing back together. At this point, we got the parts out of the package. We got the syringe with the two parts of epoxy glue in it. We got the self-mixing nozzle. Now step one tells you to hold the syringe straight up and pull the plunger back just a little bit till you see air bubbles in the top. They're kind of hard to see, but if you look down at an angle like this, you can see the air bubbles in there just a little bit, but they're a little bit difficult to see. Step two is to break the top off. Now this is the top that they're talking about, and you break it off by bending it back and forth. Now we found this very difficult to break off. That's why we're not showing it. We really worked at it to get it off, but it did eventually break off. Step three is to attach the self-mixing nozzle to the syringe, and you just push it down all the way, and then you turn it a quarter of a turn, and the little flanges catch under these little tabs here so that it can't come off. And then step four, you just hold it, you press the plunger into the syringe, the glue goes through the nozzle, and when it comes out, it's mixed and ready to use. So now we're going to try this out. Now we've got our syringe put together. It's ready to be used. And one thing I'd warn you about at this point, always make sure you put something down under your workpiece that you can throw away when you're done. We're using a piece of cardboard. Use whatever you got, newspaper, but something you can throw away when you're done, because you're likely going to get glue on it. And it's easier just to throw it away than to try and clean your table. Now, I've never used one of these before, but it seems like a real good idea. And when I start pressing the plunger, we should be able to see the glue go up through the mixing tube. So here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we're going to try. There it goes, if you can see it, going up through there. It's doing its mixing thing. And there it's right at the end where it's ready to be applied to the workpiece. Now I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to separate my drawer just a little bit. I can't separate it much because I got three joints that are still glued together. I don't want to break those apart. But I'm going to put glue in here and here. Here's how we're going to do it. Take my syringe, put a bit of glue down through there, and that joint. This seems to be working really good. I'm going to put some on this edge also. Alright, now I know you probably can't see that, but I got glue on both sides. Now I'm going to work these two parts together. I'm going to wiggle them a little bit, work them in and out a little bit, just to help distribute the glue more evenly on the two pieces. Now it says this needs to be held together for 20 minutes to set up, but 24 hours to thoroughly cure. So to hold it in place, we got some rubber bands. I'm going to put one this way. I'm going to turn it this way. I got another large rubber band that I'm going to put on it this way. That'll help hold our parts together so they don't move while they set up and cure. Like I said, the package says it takes 20 minutes to set, but it takes 24 hours to thoroughly cure. And so be careful with stuff. I'm also going to put a little bit of glue right in here on all four corners. Actually, I don't think that one needs any, but these three do. You'll be able to see where I put it here. Put a little bit right there. Just work it in some with a nozzle a little bit over here. Same thing, just a little bit. It won't take much. Just work it in some. A little bit right there. Work it in some with a nozzle and let it go. Now that's all we need to do. Now obviously we haven't used all the glue in this syringe, and so that's the next step, is to take care of that. Now at this point it's been about 20 minutes. Our glue does seem to have set it to where it's not even tacky anymore. But we're going to leave the rubber bands on here and let this set for 24 hours to let the glue really cure thoroughly. But getting back to the glue that's left over, we used about 2/3 of what's in this thing, and I don't think it's worth trying to save the rest of it because there's not really a good way to seal this syringe up. The mixing nozzle, it has glue in it that is mixed, and it's going to set up in its nozzle. It's already hard, so there's no way you can use this part again. So for all practical purposes, you should just consider this a one-use item. Just use it, whatever's left, throw it away. Here again, it's the Loctite Epoxy with the mixing nozzle, and I really like this. I've used a lot of Loctite products in the past, and I've always gotten good service from them. We also have a video of the Loctite glass glue that we used to repair a broken picture frame. Actually, the glass wasn't broken, it's just two parts came apart. And we used the Loctite glass glue to glue those parts back together. It has worked quite well. So you may want to look for that video as well. And if you find our videos useful, please click like. And if you subscribe to our channel, it'll make it a lot easier for you to find our videos in the future. And we really appreciate you visiting Do It Yourself with Wayne, and we hope you have a great day.